This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research.
From UFOs to weird things we know, it's time for that paranormal, strange, phenomenal show. Biometric wars, a prison planet run by the man. It's time for the tinfoil Canadian. Take off your hose!
Hello, fellow foilers, and welcome once again to the Tinfoil Canadian, the show that tries to excel humanity forward as a planet. On today's episode, we will look into the hunt for proof of the ever-elusive Sasquatch. We will analyze videos provided by the content creators known as Cabin in the Woods, Peter Kane, and Todd Standing. Hold on to your toques and get ready to view the most debated footage of the legendary beings known as the Sasquatch. We start off with the most viewed video of the Bigfoot ever.
Can't see much up through here. I hear the brush popping and stuff. Oh, there he goes. Jesus.
Well, that video was not bad for the 90s, but let's move on to some more recent sightings of Sasquatch.
Bigfoot isn't even hiding anymore, and some people say this is the clearest footage ever taken. Bigfoot has been spotted all over Ohio. Some people believe it's because of a celestial event that happened over Ohio, while others lean into the spiritual side of things. One thing is for certain, the video I'm getting ready to show you, if it is in fact legit, real, it is one of the clearest ones I've ever seen. At one time, I might not have thought a lot about this video, but I'm seeing a pattern, not just with Ohio and Bigfoot, but with supernatural, paranormal things everywhere. They used to hide in the shadows, now they're coming out in the light. I've been noticing this for a while. I don't know if anyone else has caught on to this pattern. Let me know in the comments what you think, and watch this video and tell me, is this the clearest footage of Bigfoot ever taken?
That video was clear as day, but was it real? Some believe that Bigfoot is not hiding anymore. Others believe the reason that they are so elusive and we never find Bigfoot remains is because they are hiding where man never chooses to explore.
I'm about to show you the shocking truth behind the idea that Bigfoot is living and thriving deep underground in vast, hidden cave systems. It's time to dive deep into all the facts behind the notion that Sasquatch is using the thousands of miles of lava tubes, caves, and abandoned mines to move completely undetected across North America. But fair warning, the truth is way bigger and way scarier than you likely think. The thing is, when you start researching these networks of hidden underground superhighways, when you learn about their true staggering scale, and you hear from the people who have actually explored them, well, you start coming across stories, scary stories, of places that only appear as solid color on a map, of the people who go missing there. Today, we're going there. We're exploring what's happening in the dark places beneath our feet, and what the people who have lived here the longest have learned about them. Official records tell us that the United States is a solid mass of 3.8 million square miles. But the geological surveys, they tell a different story. They reveal a negative space, a kingdom of more than 500,000 abandoned mine openings, and thousands of miles of lava tubes that span the bedrock like a second set of lungs. We call these places exhausted. We call them sealed. But in the deep, pressurized quiet of the earth, something is still moving. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, we've only mapped a fraction of them, because these tubes are covered by hundreds of feet of volcanic ash and forest detritus. They're thermally invisible. You could be standing 3 feet above a tunnel that stretches from Mount St. Helens to the coast, and your high-end FLIR camera wouldn't pick up a single degree of heat from whatever is walking around inside it. It's the perfect biological blind spot, basically. A climate-controlled superhighway that stays at a constant 55 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. It's a home that offers total concealment, water from internal condensation, and most importantly, absolute sovereign movement. If you think this is a modern internet theory, you haven't been listening to the people who have lived here for 10,000 years before we even started digging. The Salish and the Lummi peoples of the coast, they don't talk about Sasquatch as a forest animal. They don't use the word sasquach to describe a stray, undocumented ape. In their oral histories, specifically in the Halkemelem linguistic traditions, they speak of a tribe of hairy people. Not animals, people. But there's a detail in these stories that often gets edited out of the TV documentaries. The Lummi tell us that these people don't live in nests of grass under the stars. They dwell in selna, the deep places when translated to English. The tunnels, the clefts in the rock where the spirit world and the physical world intersect. To the indigenous elders, the idea that we're searching the woods for Sasquatch, it's basically a joke. It's like looking for a subway commuter by standing in the middle of a park. You're looking at the wrong level of reality. They know that the stone wasn't a barrier, it was a door. This brings us to July 1924, a place now known as Ape Canyon on the eastern flank of Mount St. Helens. A group of 5 gold miners, led by a man named Fred Beck, had built a small log cabin near a deep gorge. They weren't looking for monsters, they were looking for a vein of quartz, actually. But for days, they felt the weight of the forest, as they later described it. They heard this rhythmic thumping on the canyon walls. Not echoes, but deliberate strikes. And then, on the night of the 11th, the gateway was breached. Beck and his men reported that several mountain devils, huge, hairy, bipedal creatures, began a coordinated siege on their cabin. These weren't shy, elusive animals operating on instinct. They were throwing rocks, the size of bowling balls in some cases, at the roof of this cabin. They were slamming their bodies against the heavy door. One miner actually fired his Winchester through a gap in the logs, hitting one of the creatures in the chest. It fell into the gorge, but it didn't leave a body behind. The next morning, the miners fled for their lives. Understandable, right? They left their gear, their gold, and their sanity in that canyon. When the Forest Service and the local newspapers sent teams up to investigate, they found the cabin pelted with stones, just like the men had said. They found 14-inch, 4-toed tracks pressed deep into the mud. But here's the detail that changes everything. The miners didn't say that the creatures ran up the mountain. They said that the creatures moved with unnatural speed toward a specific outcropping of basalt, and then they simply weren't there anymore. Less than 2 miles from that cabin is the entrance to the Ape Caves, one of the longest, most complex lava tubes in North America. Basically a tunnel that leads into a dark, interconnected labyrinth that the sun hasn't touched in 10,000 years. This is where we see the first flicker of the evidence of suppression. In the immediate aftermath of this Ape Canyon attack in 1924, the official response was strange, to say the least. The local sheriff called it mass hysteria. The Forest Service called it bears. Heard that one before. Standard procedure, basically. But look at the land records from the following years. Quietly, without public debate, the zones surrounding those lava tube entrances began to see these reclassifications. Areas that were once open for mining and exploration were suddenly labeled as geologically unstable or environmentally sensitive. The government didn't ban you from going into the woods, not exactly, but they started building fences around the holes. It was the first time we saw a pattern that would repeat for essentially the next century. A violent encounter with this subterranean tribe, followed by a sudden federal interest in capping the geology of that area. They weren't just sealing a mine for safety in case someone fell down. They were sealing a gateway. So we have to ask the final question here. Why is the government protecting these primitive and yet intelligent, bipedal, hair-covered giant humanoids from us? Or are they managing a boundary with a resident that was here long before we arrived? A resident that knows our negative space better than we know our own highways. Sasquatch isn't disappearing into thin air, at least not in every case. It isn't a ghost, and it isn't necessarily traveling interdimensionally all the time either. It's a biological entity playing a 3D game in a world where we're stuck on 2D trails. It's moving beneath the roots, swimming through the aquifers, and nesting in the bunkers we're foolish enough to leave open.
Could the Sasquatch of North America be using an underground highway of lava tubes and cave systems to evade detection all these years? Could the government be blocking the access points that we can easily find so we do not encounter beings that may live underground? Let me know if you have had any experiences with the Sasquatch and what you believe them to be. Could there be any hard evidence of these mystical creatures anywhere? Does someone actually have the remains of a Sasquatch?
My father acquired the Bigfoot September 23rd, 1953. And when they acquired them, they were so immense that they had no other choice, with most of them, to dissect them, cut them up so that they could get them out of the swamp. Now, this one in particular isn't that big, but it is still a very large creature. Now, it's desiccated because it's been in a freezer for 65 years, give or take. But it's immense. Something else that's very interesting about this creature, you can see that it is a male. Now, I want to bring you around the backside so that you can see the gluteus maximus, which is just incredible. You can see the great power in these animals, the muscle structure, the legs, the torso is much longer than like a human's. You can clearly see it's a male. And as we go around to the backside, there's the foot that matches up perfectly. It definitely came from this animal. It's been frozen with this animal for many years. You can see the toenail there. See the foot. That's where the other foot was removed. It's been frozen. It's all desiccated. You can see the gluteus maximus here. Now you can see the face. They always seem to look similar, and they always sort of like have that grin. I'm not really sure why they're grinning like that, but I know my father said that they were terrified. There is a lot of conjecture on the internet about these creatures, and these specimens in particular, and I can state factually that the DNA has been checked. We've checked the DNA, but it comes back of an unknown origin, comes back corrupted. We do not know where these creatures are from. My suspicions are that what they are is a biological recording device for the Greys, and that is why we do not find the dead bodies. If the creature's gonna die in the woods, you find a skeleton. We don't find skeletons of these creatures, ever. they have a copper-rich blood. Yes, testing has been done. The first time testing was done in the 70s by the DuPont Corporation. My father did not trust John DuPont and got the specimens back. When he got them back, my father, I heard him talking on the phone, and he said, they do not have iron in their blood, they have copper. It's not an iron-rich blood in this creature, it's copper-rich. It is not a mammal, and I do not believe that these are from the earth. I believe that they're an interdimensional creature. If you look at the mouth, there's like a green patina. Also around the eyes, you can see a green patina. That is because they have a copper-rich blood, not iron-rich. They all have magnetism, too. They all have varying amounts of iron on them. And 3, if you look at around their eyes and their gums, you can see a patina like you would see on copper. They have a copper-rich blood, not iron-rich. When I think about that, and when I first found this out, I instantly thought about magnets and copper. What do you come up with? Electricity. September 23rd, 1953, when my father acquired the Bigfoot, a few of them were so big that they had to cut them up. The torso of one, if you put the waist and the legs and the arms and the head on, would be over 16 feet tall. Some of them are smaller, and some of them actually have dwarfism.
I thought I'd seen everything in the freezer at the kitchen I volunteer at, until I saw this freeze-dried Bigfoot. Although the Bigfoot we saw there were captured in the 50s, there are still researchers trying to capture the Bigfoot on film today in North America.
He's an elder, and the evidence to substantiate this footage is real is absolutely incredible, because the eye spacing is non-human. And when you look at this, if it's non-human eye spacing, you clearly can see nasal moving.
There's his face
yeah,
right in there.
I mean, it's clearly the blinking eyes, the wet eyes,
He looks human.
It does, but the spacing between the eyes are not human. And if you saw that in real life, you'd realize the head is, 15 inches across. This is Jake, so a Sasquatch I had incredible live interactions with. He was actually a friend of mine. I considered him a good teacher of mine. There you can see him blinking, and he's gone now. I haven't seen him in many years, which has been very upsetting to me.
You think he died?
No, I think he was a dominant young male, and he's gone off. There he is. This is another video of Jake. He's just gone off to somewhere far away.
This is incredible video, Todd. This is absolutely stunning.
And don't take my word for it. Come out with me. I show people this.
What's this?
This is Jake again. This is just I focused on the eye blink there, so I turned up the exposure, and all my stuff is documentary style. So I can turn up saturation like I do in this one. Saturation gets turned up, but just so you can clearly see that individual. And again, eye spacing is non-human, and I proved that head. Oh my God, but my head is 7 inches across. That head is like 16 inches across. My head fits just over the passage of his nose. This is a female. I call her Jane. That's the daughter of Seeger, and my colleague Ashley has incredible success with her. It was amazing to me. My native teacher, I initially thought this was just a male Sasquatch. My native teacher, here she is from a different angle, looked at that and said, wow, you filmed a female. Years later, I saw breasts on her, and I've seen her around, and I gauge what female Sasquatch do based on her tracks, which are the same size as the Patterson footage, and her interactions and the way she shows herself. She'll walk around a puddle, a male will blast through it. She'll make gentle, beautiful tree breaks that are precise, and a male is rugged and harsh and wants a big, giant, like egotistical.
Why don't they run away from you?
Right here, she's looking down at me. She's the last line of defense for me going into a position where I was going to get more footage.
Why did they let you get so close?
She didn't. I was moving in a ghillie suit, and I'd come, see there's snow there? I came in, I had success because it was a snowstorm so bad, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. So I got into the snowstorm. After the snowstorm, this is the day after, they came back down the mountain.
And where is this located?
This is close to Radium, British Columbia. And all this is Jane. So you can see everywhere there's snow. And now what's happening too is it's gone up way above, it was in the fall. So we had a -10 day with a snowstorm. Next day, it's like +15. So all the snow is melting like crazy, which creates sound and makes me better to be stealthy. So, but she's looking, she's closing in on me. And when she finally, nails it, that's Todd, he's there, literally a Sasquatch walks up behind me, grabs me by the ankle and pulls me out of my ghillie cloak.
Todd, that's some of the most unbelievable video I've ever seen.
It's never gonna stop. And again, I've taken out people and showed them that. Survivor Man has been out with me. He filmed the top of the head of a Sasquatch, which matches Jake's head. And he's been out there, and he's Survivor Man, again, the greatest outdoor survivalist filmmaker of all time. And he literally goes, I have no explanation for what's out there in the wilderness. I know all animals. I know what moose and birds sound like. And something took my apples, left giant footprints on the ground, got footage of it. And the truth is, behind the scenes, he knows they're real. He's trying to be skeptical, so he's, siding with the majority of people that believe that Sasquatch aren't real. He's trying to draw them over.
You have a lot of doubters when they see the films?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's preposterous, the infinite amount of garbage that gets thrown at me. But I've learned from my mentors, especially my native mentors, when someone can see the truth, they look at that footage, like I've seen native elders look at it and go, oh, that's a Bigfoot. And you'd be like, how they know? Because when someone is true and they're flowing and they have good energy, they can look at things, they can look at the Patterson footage and they don't need any evidence. They can know it's real. I wasn't like that. I am now. I can look at something, I can feel the energy of it, and the truth comes out for me. And that's really what I'm here and why I'm exposing this, because they are real and that's the truth. And I will prove it.
Can Todd truly prove that the Sasquatch near Radium, British Columbia are real? We will check in as this story continues. Speaking of stories, I'd love to hear yours on the Tinfoil Canadian. Reach out to me on the Tinfoil Canadian Facebook page, and I will be sure to try to cover your Sasquatch, alien, or any other strange story you would like me to share. The evidence of Sasquatch grows ever harder to authenticate because of clever AI video prompts. Perhaps one day we will know if there truly are Sasquatch in North America and beyond. Well, that is all the time for this episode, my fellow foilers. Tune in again next week as we try to move humanity forward together as a planet. Until then, stay cool and be nice to your neighbor, eh?